Two similar vases, A and B, have heights 15 centimeters and 20 centimeters respectively. Calculate in simplest form the ratio of their surface areas. And so here we have these two similar vases, A and B. A useful table is the following. This tells us that if we have the length or the height scale factor, all we need to do in order to find the area scale factor is take the height or length scale factor and raise it to the power of 2. So if we have the length or height scale factor and we need to figure out the area scale factor, all we need to do is raise it to the power of 2. All right? But here they want us to figure out what is the ratio of their surface areas. Now, what we were given? We were given the heights, right? And so what were we given? We were given, they gave us, right? They gave us the height scale factor. Now, what is the height scale factor? The height scale factor is going to be 20 over 15. That is the height scale factor, 20 over 15. But what we want to figure out is we want to figure out what is the area scale factor. Now, we already know that the height scale factor is 20 over 15. So in order for us to figure out what is the area scale factor, we just have to raise, we just have to take our height scale factor and raise it to the power of 2, right? But before we do that, let's simplify this fraction. So 20 divided by 5 is definitely going to be 4, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. And so we have that the height scale factor is 4 over 3 in simplest form. Now that we already know what the height scale factor is, we need to figure out what is the area scale factor. And all we need to do is take the height scale factor or the length scale factor and raise it to the power of 2, just like how it says in the table. If we have the scale factor and we want to figure out the area scale factor, just take the scale factor and raise it to the power of 2. And so we have 4 over 3, all raised to the power of 2. And so that means that this is going to be, we apply 2 to the top and 2 to the bottom. So we have 4 squared, and 4 squared is definitely 16. And then we have 3 squared, and 3 squared is 9. And so the area scale factor is 16 over 9. And so that means that the ratio of their surface areas is 9 to 16. Again, 9 to 16. And that's our answer to this question. Next, they said that two vases, A and B, have heights 15 centimeters and 20 centimeters respectively. The volume of vase A is 81 centimeters cubed. Calculate the volume of vase B. So they gave us the volume of vase A and they want us to figure out what is the volume of vase B. Now, what's the first thing that we're going to do? Well, what is the height scale factor? Let's determine what is the height scale factor. But the height scale factor is 20 over 15. And we get that from this. 20 over 15. We take the top and we divide it by 5, and the bottom we divide it by 5. And so we have 4 over 3. That is the height scale factor. Now we want to move, and we want to move from the height scale factor to the volume scale factor. And so let's do that. So in order for us to move from the height scale factor to the volume scale factor, we need to raise the height scale factor to the power of 3. Again, if we're moving from the height scale factor to the volume scale factor, we have to raise the height scale factor to the power of 3. And so we know that 4 over 3 is the height scale factor. And so in order for us to figure out the volume scale factor, we have to take 4 over 3 and raise it to the power of 3. And so what does that give us? That gives us 4 to the third power, and that gives us 3 to the third power. Now, what is 4 to the third power? Well, 4 to the third power is 64. And 3 to the third power is 27. And so we know what is the volume scale factor, but they want us to figure out what is the volume of vase B. And so all we need to do is we need to take the scale factor, right? Take the scale factor of, all we need to do is take the scale factor, 64 over 24. I'm sorry, take the scale factor, take the volume scale factor, which is 64 all over 27, and multiply it by 81. Why by 81? Because 81 is the volume of vase A. And so if we have the scale factor, the volume scale factor, and we know the volume of this particular vase, all we need to do is multiply in order for us to figure out the volume of this particular vase, all we need to do is multiply the volume of this vase by the volume scale factor. All right. So if we have the volume of this particular shape and we have the volume scale factor, in order for us to figure out the volume of this next shape, all we have to do is multiply the volume of this particular shape. We have to multiply the volume of this particular shape and multiply it by the volume scale factor. And when we multiply the two, it'll give us the volume of this next shape. And so let's multiply. So we have 64 over 27 multiplied by 81 over 1. 64 times 81 is definitely 5,184. Again, 64 multiplied by 81 is 5,184. And then 27 multiplied by 1 is 27. Next, we divide both of these. When we divide it, we get 192 centimeters cubed. And so what does that mean? That means that the volume of vase B is going to be equal to 192 centimeters cubed. How do we get that? All we did was we take the volume of vase A and multiply it by the volume scale factor, and that gave us the volume of vase B. And that's the answer to this particular question.